Who is America's middle class? Well, here's one definition. Those figures come from Credit News Report. Can America's middle class still afford home ownership in 2024? I'm going to look at home ownership first because home prices are crazy, and I don't think people realize how insane they've gotten in the last 50 years. But here's a figure just to break it down for you. Clever looked at home prices versus inflation since 1960, and here's what they found. Had home prices grew at the same rate of inflation, today home prices would be about $177,000. Instead, they're closer to $431,000. Here's another way of looking at just how crazy home prices have gotten. Here's what boomers paid for their homes in the 1980s when they were in their 30s. Homes were about $80,000 and median household income was about $23,000. Even if we adjusted for inflation, that would put median household income around $70,000 and homes around $200,000. Now let's look at homes for millennials in their 30s. Household income is $74,000 and homes are over $400,000. Find all those figures and a lot more disturbing information in that study from Clever, but I'm going to focus on the middle class, home prices. I'll do a full video on this later this month, or drop a question in the comment for a video reply. Now, back to credit news. Can America's middle class still afford home ownership in 2024? I'll do a full video breakdown, and before I end this video, I'll do a state-by-state breakdown for who is in the middle class by their definition. Nerds in the audience, here's the methodology they use to come up with the middle class across the United States. Basically, they say the Pew Research says that 2/3 of middle household income is lower middle class, that middle number is middle class, and double household income is upper middle class. What does that mean in plain English? When you take 2/3 of household income, that leaves you with a range of $30,000 to $58,000. Your middle class is $58,000 to $94,000. And when you double household income, you have a range of $94,000 to $153,000. Let me know what you think of these middle class figures in the comments below. Again, here's a breakdown of the methodology, leaving you with these income ranges for the middle class. Not surprisingly, that doesn't leave a lot of metros for the middle class to afford the median home. In fact, the middle class can only afford the average home in just 52 of 100 metros they looked at. Overall, here's the qualifying income they found across the nation. $93,000 to afford the median price home, which gives you a mortgage of about $2,180 a month. And that's not including the down payment that most people will have to come up with. They found in 41 out of 100 metros that income threshold is over $100,000 for qualifying income. Keep in mind that median household income is around $74,000. So where are those affordable metro areas? You're talking about places like Toledo, Akron, shout out to my home state, El Paso, at least we got one city, and here are a few others. Probably to the surprise of no one, the least affordable metros are places like Boston, Jersey, and of course, most are located in California. For more information, check out Credit News Report. Can America's middle class still afford home ownership in 2024? For those of you watching on YouTube, I'll just drop a link in the video description below or drop a comment below for a video reply. Now, I also promised you that I was going to give you the middle class incomes across the United States. Here's what I found. I just dropped the income to be middle class in every state. You can find it on my Instagram at the link in bio, or I'll step out of the way for those of you who want a screenshot. In this video, I'm answering a few frequently asked questions. Number one, where did I get this information? I used to work at Go Banking Rates, so I like citing their data. Plus, I know they hire good writers and they source their methodology. The data for this story comes from this paragraph right here. You can find it at what income is needed to be middle class in 2024. Based on data from the U.S. Census Bureau, nationally, middle income is about $50,000 to $150,000 a year. Who defines the middle class? Well, actually, there are a lot of definitions out there, but a popular cited one comes from Pew Research Center, which says the middle class or middle class households are those incomes that are 2/3 to double the U.S. median household income. How does the U.S. Census Bureau define household? And I've got that definition for you right here. A household includes all people who occupy a housing unit. Based on that definition, they plotted the median, lower, and upper middle class incomes from every state, or if you prefer a list, I created this table. Let's quickly review. I created this table with every state in the United States in alphabetical order. Then I placed the median income in those states. Pew Research defines middle class as 2/3 or lower middle to upper middle, which is twice the median household income. I then grabbed the middle of those two figures for the middle class income in all 50 United States. I'm the host of Life After Debt with the Marcus Garrett. I make videos about news and trends that impact your money. Thanks for the follow.